Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and tonight I came to the club to test out the new Thorn Broadheads. In particular, I wanted to test out their flight and see how they flew with field points at a variety of distances. When I first did the unboxing video a little while ago, I said I would do a bow that was not tuned for broadheads yet, and I did just that. I've got the PSE Evolve 28, which I've had for a little bit now. And it's got a Whisker Biscuit rest on there that was basically just eyeballed, so it is not perfectly tuned. I ran it through paper. You can see that in the picture right now. And you can see a slight high right tear with that one. So it is not, again, this bow is not perfectly in tune for broadheads just yet. I've not tested it with fixed blades or anything like that. I just came in, I wanted to see how it ran with the new Thorn Broadheads. As you may have seen in the video, in the unboxing, these are basically fully contained blades in this broadhead. So there's you've got a little mechanism in here, which a little rubber piece you put in there to retain the blades in there during flight, and when the broadhead strikes the target or the animal, the blades deploy. There's some bleeders there that catch on, and that's how you do your damage. So I'm not testing how these are going to cut, what kind of blood trail they're going to leave. I don't really know how to do any of that unless I tested it on an actual animal. Maybe sometime in the future I'll get to do that. This is just a flight test. I wanted to see these things look like field points. Can they fly like field points? I've never shot a broadhead that actually did, despite what many manufacturers say. Even out of a perfectly tuned bow, I can get them flying really good out of a perfectly tuned bow if I've got the right arrows. Usually if I've got a dozen arrows, I'll have 4 or 5 that will fly with fixed blades exactly how I want them to fly. This time I didn't do any of that testing. I grabbed 2 random arrows. I've got this one, I think has got the broadhead on it. This one's got the field point on it. So I shot groups of 2 at a variety of distances. I would shoot the field point first, then I would shoot the Thorn Broadhead second. And I am super impressed with the results. I really, really am. I did one practice in before I shot anything for the video just to make sure I didn't do anything crazy. And they shot in fine at 20 yards. And so then I did one shot, I put on camera, I went and shot them at 20 yards, which you'll see right now. And then I went back to 30 yards, and for the first time I shot them on camera, you'll see that right now. And then I went over to 40 yards. Once again, the first time you'll see that on camera is the first time I shot it, and that'll show up right now. And then I went over to 50 yards. Here I had a little bit of trouble. My eyes are not what they used to be. This target is not huge, so I was a little bit all over the place. I think it was about my 3rd or 4th group that I finally shot 2 nice shots together, which you'll see right now. And I'll include some of the lesser shots there for your amusement. And then for fun, I went up to 60 yards, and I'll just shoot one group out here. If it's good, I'll put it on video. If it's not, I'll just ignore it. And shot 2 what I felt like really nice shots, and went back there and saw them, and both right where I wanted them to be. So these things, again, up to 60 yards with a bow that's not fully tuned for broadheads yet. These things are basically hitting right with field points. For me, that is a home run. And once you get that bow fully tuned in, which I would before I go hunting anyway, this is just a test, but I can only assume it's going to get, even the bow's just going to shoot better when it's tuned better. But for now, the shooting field point's great. That little Evolve 28, by the way, has been a really sweet shooter. I've played around out to 60 yards with it so far. I haven't gone out to any farther. I'm using a 5-pin sight, a React H5, so I can only go down to 60 yards unless I move the whole housing. I don't want to mess with that. So anyway, that bow's shooting great. And these broadheads are really shooting great. For me, again, this is exactly what I wanted to see out of these broadheads, and they did not disappoint. We'll wait and see what they do out of an animal. For me, I've seen videos online that seem to show, nice wounds and good blood trails. But who knows? It's weird to me. This thing has to compress, and then the blades open up, and it feels like there needs to be a trade-off from that much accuracy to how it's going to be, how they're going to perform on an animal. But I can't say it's going to be until I test it out myself. But it feels, it's just one of those things. Is it too good to be true, or is it true? I don't know. I'm gonna hopefully test this on a pig or something at some point, and we'll let you know for sure when that happens. But the flight test, fantastic. 10 out of 10 for me. I really am super impressed with this. If you'd like to learn a little bit more, head over to thornarchery.com. And if you like our videos, just please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.